I am Justin. In this episode, I am going to take up the next poem, the Ball poem written by John Berryman. First, I am going to brief you about the poet, John Berryman. The full name of John Berryman is John Allen McAlpin Berryman, was an American poet and scholar. He was born on 25th October 1914 in McAllister, Oklahoma in the United States of America. He studied in Columbia University. The Dream songs 77 Dream Songs and Berryman's Shakespeare are some of his famous works. And the important milestone of John Berryman is he was awarded Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1969. The students, now let's know the central idea or the theme of the this poem by John Berryman is about losing something that you love and learning to grow up. It is about a little boy who, for the first time in his young life, is learning what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much beloved possession. What is it? The ball. Though he can buy another ball, but the loss here symbolizes the days of childhood that will be gone as the boy grows up. The boy now has to learn to accept grief and losses as these will be a part of his future in this world. He has to learn that money is external and the real treasures are the memories. So now let's move on to explanation part of the poem, the Ball poem. Let me recite the first stanza for you. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily, that is happily, over there it is in the water. So the boy who has lost ball is in the state of shock and grief. Ball went into the water. How? Happily bouncing, merrily over. So the expression, what is the boy now? What is the boy now in the first line here means, what is the state of mind and feelings of the boy after losing the ball? So how did the boy lose the ball? He lost it while playing. It bounced happily down the street, crossed the street and fell into the water at harbor. So here the poet sees a boy playing with the ball. Then the boy loses his ball. The poet asks, what should the boy be feeling now? What is the boy now? He saw the ball bouncing merrily and going down the street. And now, in the same way, it has fallen into the water and lost forever. Hope you have understood the first stanza. So we move on to the second stanza. Let me read the second stanza for you. What is the boy now to say, oh, there are other balls, an ultimate, a final, shaking grief, a deep sadness, fixes the boy as he stands rigid, unmoved, trembling, shivering, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So, the students here, the poet thinks it improper to say to the boy, oh, there are other balls. Why? Because he wants the boy to learn to have a sense of loss. So here the boy's reaction to the loss of his ball shows that he was very attached to the lost ball and was very upset on losing it. So the boy is sad because he is sad as he has lost his ball. So what is the boy staring at here? He is staring his ball going down. So the expression, oh, there are other balls here implies that what? That the loss is not much materially as it can be replaced by another ball. But the new ball won't have the same emotional values as the old one. So, what was the condition of the boy after losing the ball? What was his condition? What are his feelings? He, the boy, stood fixed and rigid due to the shock of loss. He was trembling with sorrow and was badly shaken. So, shaking grief here means sadness. Sadness that had shaken him emotionally and physically. So, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Do you think the boy has had the ball for a long time? Yes, the boy has had the ball for a long time. That is since his childhood. Yes. Is it linked to the memories of days when he played with it? Yes, of course. It is linked. It is linked with the memories of days when he played with it. So, what does the ball signify for the boy here? The ball signifies his childhood for the boy. It symbolizes all his memories of playing with, and its loss is making him sad. The ball signifies his young days and his innocence. Hope you understood this stanza. Shall move on to the next stanza. I would not intrude or interfere on him. A dime, very cheap. Another ball, a dime, another ball, worthless or useless. Now he senses his first responsibility in a world of possessions. So here, I means I does not want to buy new ball for the child since. So here the child has his childhood memories associated with the ball. So why is the ball precious to the child? Because why? This is because he is very attached to the ball and hence he is very upset. He is very upset on losing it. So, why was he in this mood, or what is the mood of the boy? See, this is because he was very attached to the ball, and the boy is quite upset. So, why does the boy think that another ball would be worthless? Thinks another ball would not be able to replace the ball because Memories of his young days are not attached with that ball. So, memories of young days are not attached to that ball. So, why does the poet say, I would not intrude on him? Because the poet wants the boy to experience the loss. He wants him to experience it. He wants him to learn that it is a part of life. That's why the poet doesn't want to intrude and offer him money to buy another ball. So he says, we also observe that it means that in the world where possessions define who you are and where people run after the materialistic things. So, yeah, do you think the boy has lost anything earlier? No, the boy hasn't lost anything earlier. So he is feeling it for the first time. So, the responsibility referred to here is that in this world of possessions, the boy has not only to learn to take care of his things, but also cope up with the loss of his favorite ball. So, yeah, the poet wants the boy to cope up with the loss. The poet doesn't want to intervene or console the boy. He knows that in this world, people are always running after acquiring and owning things. He realizes what is his first responsibility in such a world. Hope you understood this stanza. Shall move on to the next stanza. Let me recite it for you. People will take balls, balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. So the poet speaks of the ball as a symbol of the world of wealth and property. So Ivan says, what does the poet want him to learn? He wants him to learn that losses and pains are part of life. So he says, buying and losing continues with throughout our life. People will always buy such balls, and the balls they buy will continue to be lost. Once a ball has been lost, it is lost ball again. Money is totally external to our inner feelings. So the poet said that the boy has learned the sense of loss. He has his childhood memories associated with it. Money can't compensate our emotional losses. Similarly, the childhood that we have lost forever can't be bought back with money. So, the poet wants him to learn that losses and pains are part of life. So, move on to the next stanza. He is learning well behind his desperate, hopeless eyes the epistemology, understanding the nature, knowledge of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. So here he is desperate as his ball has fallen down into the water of the sea. The boy is getting the knowledge, what is it? How to bear the loss. So, what every man must know ultimately is, dear students, losses and gains are part of life. So the boy is learning to what it means to lose something and how to bear the loss. So he stand up. Stand up here implies what? To bear the loss boldly. So it is necessary for everyone to know how to stand up, because during one's life one has to lose many dear and valuable things. He cannot remain dejected and disheartened, but has to live with new hopes. So we have to live with the new hopes. So the epistemology of loss means, what is the meaning here? The epistemology of loss means to understand the nature of loss. What is it? To lose something. So this is what the poet is trying to say. The poet says that the boy is learning to cope with the loss of the ball. He is experiencing grief and learning to grow up in this world of possessions. So, what does the poet say? The boy is learning from the loss of the ball. He learns that there are so many things in life that are to be lost and cannot be brought back. So, it is useless to feel sorrow for it. So, the boy. What is the boy learning here? We need a very important point that we need to bear in our mind. What is the boy learning? The boy is sad over the loss of his ball, we understand, but he is learning to accept it. The acceptance is important. He could get another ball, but he is learning to let go of the lost things and learn to cope with the loss. So, here the boy has to move ahead in his life, forgetting the loss of his child. He has to learn this basic principle of life, which every man of the world has to learn. He must learn how to bear the pangs of loss, the difficulties of loss of his childhood. So we'll move on to the next slide. That is recap. This poem is about a boy who lost his ball while playing. He saw it bouncing down the street and then it fell into water. He lost it forever. He stares down the water where the ball had fallen. A ball does not cost much, nor it is difficult to buy another ball. Then why is he so upset and sad? Perhaps he had been playing with it for a long time. He must have become attached and used to its possession. He doesn't want anyone to console or buy him another ball. He is trying to learn to bear the loss. So, this will help him in his later life. So, dear students, with this, we are coming to the end of this session. You can note down your doubts, and the same will be clarified in online or regular classes. Thank you for watching.